It's going to be kind of difficult to resist the urge to compare and contrast the recent product releases of Microsoft and Apple. In the same week, they both introduced either major new products or major product refreshes of existing devices. Apple chose to neuter their new 2016 MacBook Pros of essential I/O, slap on a fancy new touchscreen strip, as well as an extra $200 on the price tag. Microsoft, on the other hand, actually introduced an entirely new product that looks genuinely innovative. Say hello to the Microsoft Surface Studio, an all-in-one touchscreen desktop machine with a 28-inch display that sits on a movable hinge system. Now, machines like this aren't necessarily new. They've been around a little while, but this is Microsoft's first foray into this market, and they've produced a genuinely unique iteration. Now, it's important to point out that this is a machine aimed at the professional and creative markets and not general consumers, so don't be too put off by the price here. As a consequence of that factor, it's on the upper end of the pricing spectrum, beginning at $2,999 for the following specifications: an Intel Core i5 processor with 8GB of RAM, an NVIDIA GeForce GTX 965M GPU and 1TB of storage, a higher Core i7 processor and improved GTX 980M graphics chip are also on offer in a higher $4,199 configuration that includes 32GB of RAM. So this isn't going to be a machine for the mass consumer market, so it won't be a particularly hot seller, but will likely find a home with designers and those working in creative media. If you're looking for a general purpose desktop PC, this is not for you. The 28-inch touchscreen display is obviously the primary focus here, and it's designed to be used in a personal, fully interactive workbench style configuration. This is ideal for taking advantage of Windows 10's rich touch-based UI layer and any third-party productivity apps that offer advanced touchscreen interactions. The aspect ratio is 3:2, with 13.5 million pixels on the screen at 192 pixels per inch, which is 63% more than that of a 4K television screen. Now, so far things seem pretty standard. However, it's the way in which Microsoft has attempted to change the way the user interacts with their desktop that's really quite commendable. In a time when mobile devices have driven the human interface forward in recent years, desktop PCs have kind of lagged behind in terms of innovation. They've kind of stagnated. Well, that's something that the Studio attempts to address. One of the primary means by which pro users will interact with this Surface Studio will be the new touchscreen stylus pen, but also this brand new Surface Dial. And this is really ingenious. It can be used in a similar fashion to a touchpad, but also when you put it on the screen, it activates on-screen radial menu systems for additional functionality. This is activated by twisting the Surface Dial. This kind of interactivity is, in my view, potentially the next major step forward in touch-based desktop interaction. It's an entirely new way to work that could be as revolutionary as the desktop mouse once was. The possibilities for third-party app development with such a remarkable human interface system are significant. I have an inkling that Microsoft may be simply testing the waters with this machine. They've been producing a lot more hardware products lately, which may suggest they're trying to push their OEM partners to start kicking off with some of their own serious innovations for Windows 10. Either that, or Microsoft simply wish to genuinely enter the hardware race and compete directly against Apple and others. Either way, they've set a benchmark here and thrown down the gauntlet to the rest of the industry. If applied to future general-purpose mass consumer PCs, the Surface Dial might become a major new piece of hardware with huge possibilities for things like gaming and other arenas. As for the Surface Studio itself, this isn't something I would personally buy because it's not aimed at people such as myself. On a side note, one drawback I can see here of using this type of machine is overhead lighting, the reflectivity issue, which isn't insignificant really when you think about it. You may want to consider this when using it with a light above your head or in an office environment, for example. Overall, Microsoft gave us something new that we hadn't seen packaged in this way before, and generally speaking, the industry reacted with legitimately justifiable enthusiasm. I'd like to see Apple take note of this and really raise their game. It's in the consumer's best interest to see both of these companies back trying to out-innovate each other. The competition is healthy and it's great for us. Last week really showed that Microsoft has made greater gains, while Apple are struggling to come up with new ideas. It's definitely a little bit of a barren period for them. They seem obsessed with removing features or adding half-assed ones that no one really wanted or cared about. This is a win for Redmond, but let's see how Cupertino respond in 2017. Guys, let me know your thoughts on the Microsoft Surface Studio in the comments below, and I'll see you next time. Bye bye.